Welcome to week 1 of our new series, Think for Yourself, and I am excited for this series. I've always been a very opinionated person. I don't know if it's because I'm the youngest child of 4 or because of my outgoing personality, but I have opinions and I want everyone to hear them. The best news about all of that is that we were made by God to have these different beliefs and opinions and views. We were created to think for ourselves. If we didn't, every human in the entire world would be a carbon copy of one another, and that would just be boring. No, God wanted us to be different because our differences give us an opportunity to understand and challenge one another. Along the way in life, you'll meet tons of people. Some may agree with you on some things, and some may agree with you on nothing. But I bet you won't meet someone who agrees with you on everything. And that is exactly as God intended it to be. As Dr. Seuss says, "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you." If you've never read Psalm 139, I challenge you, whether tonight in your small group or sometime this week, to read it and see just how intentionally every part of you, from the hairs on your head to your thoughts and beliefs and your heart, were created by God. And as intentional and unique as you were created to be, the world we live in wants to change that. So how do you know who you are and think for yourself? Because ads that we see want to tell us who we are. What you hear on the news, see online, and view on YouTube and TikTok. The groups that you're a part of want to tell you who you are, whether that be your age, your race, where you live, or political parties. Groups want to decide what you think and define how you act. Even religion wants to tell you who you are. You're stereotyped and assumed to be something because of what you believe. So again, the question is, how do you know who you are and think for yourself? One of the greatest gifts God has given us is the gift of reason, the ability to question, think, and ponder, the freedom to debate and doubt and reason with others. That gift of reason gives us the ability to think for yourself. We're personally responsible for protecting our own faith, our heart, and our mind. God gave you free will to think for yourself. What you do to cultivate and form that reason and your conscience, that's up to you. In the Catechism, it says, "Conscience is a man's most secret core in his sanctuary. There he is alone with God, whose voice echoes in his depths." And that conscience is a judgment of reason by which the human person recognizes the moral quality of a concrete act. Conscience is our inner voice. It's always forming. It's a lifelong responsibility for us to shape it with God's guidance, wisdom of others, inspiration from the cross, and teaching of the church. We are always responsible to listen to our conscience. We're taught a lot of things in life. Everything we learn in school, how to ride a bike and tie our shoes. We're even taught how to react and handle doubts or anger. Those can be learned behaviors from those around us. We're taught a lot of things that give us abilities and can influence our personality, but no one teaches you how to think. Many might try to tell you what to think, but really learning how we think is completely up to us, and how we think makes us who we are. So how do you know who you are and think for yourself? Philippians 4:1-9 gives us the answer. "Rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. Your kindness should be known to all. The Lord is near. Have no anxiety at all, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. Then the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guide your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is gracious, if there is any excellence and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Keep on doing what you have learned and received and heard and seen in me. Then the God of peace will be with you." Only you and your Maker can tell you who you are. So turn to Him. You won't learn how to think for yourself from your friends, from social media, from stereotypes or books. You can learn what you think through all of these outlets. But to know how to think for yourself, you have to call on God. Bring your thoughts, questions, fears, doubts, and passions to Him. Have no anxiety at all, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma and I'm a senior at Maryvale. As we get older, we are going to have to make choices that will define who we are. We've already made some by choosing to be a part of Uprising at Nativity. We are constantly faced with questions like, what do I believe in? What does my faith mean to me? What is my political affiliation? What do I want to do for a living? How do I want to live my life? And so many more questions. But what we have to realize is that we are not just defined by our age, race, our religion, our affiliations, or other aspects of our life. We are defined by our actions and our personal beliefs. Just because you follow a certain faith, belong to a certain race, profession, political party, organization, etc., doesn't mean you have to fit a certain mold or stereotype. When God created humans, He blessed us with free will and intellect so that we could set our own expectations for ourselves. As many of us venture off to college and expand our own sense of community, it's important that when we make all of these decisions, we come back to the question, who am I and who do I want to be? As you mature and begin to make more decisions for yourself, it's important to remember that we don't have to compromise our beliefs if they don't perfectly align with a group. Everyone has their own stereotypes and prejudice. It's unfortunately human nature. But as each and every one of you grows into individuals, remember that you are more than what others think of you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. Only you and your Maker can tell you who you are. When you align your thoughts with Him, He will guide you to think for yourself as He has created you to.